Hi everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Uh, Depending on where you're joining me from. Okay, I'd like to welcome you back to this session. Okay. Remember, I said I was going to keep you updated. All right. So let's quickly see what Euro USD actually did this week. Alright, remember in the last video I told you guys that we're going to be going short on EU. Alright, and you could see that the market actually delivered. Alright, it delivered. So like I said earlier on, I'll be expecting a market reversal today being Friday. Okay, ideally our trade ends yesterday. We are not going to take any trade. Okay, but you could see that I took a scalping trade right here. Okay, so disclosure please. All right, make sure you stay disciplined. If you're a swing trader, stay on the swing trade. Okay, so but for this trade I have a different account for this. I have a separate account for scalping strategy. I have a separate account for my swing strategy. Okay, so you want to do that, but basically for our one shot one kill, our one trade in a week strategy, we have already gotten to our objective for the week. All right, we took about let's see, we took I think over 105 pips or thereabout. Let's see. Yeah, we took about 153 pips this week. All right, that was crazy, man. 151 pips. Wow, that was massive. Okay, so I don't think we need any other thing. It's only greed that will make you to say that you're not contented with 151 pips in a week. All right, so we are done for the week. Okay, we are done for the week, except you want to scalp this reversal, okay, this Friday, of which by my fundamentals I don't see any high volatility today on the US dollar. All right, so the movement may not really be significant today, so I'll just advise you to stay away from trading today, and then we'll meet again next week. Okay guys, to such a profitable week. Now, why I took this scalp, let me show you guys why I took that scalp. That was because if you look at your higher time frame, you see that okay, let me even show you from the DXY, the dollar index, so that you see it clearly. You could see that on the dollar index, market had already reached our objective on the weekly time frame, which we marked earlier on this week. Okay, and we see a strong rejection from that point. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and see it clearly. Okay, so you could see a very strong rejection from that point. Okay, that higher time frame point of interest. Let's see what that was on the 1 week time frame. Of course, that was a fair value gap. Okay, that was a midpoint. That was consequent encroachment of this fair value gap, which you could see from this point to this point. And remember, we said we had a break here, a sweep liquidity here. Okay, market pulled back because of this one-sided movement, which was actually a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Okay, market now pushed back into 50% of this fair value gap, so it was a very sensitive point to reference into. Okay, let's look at the 1 day, the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, that same fair value gap, that point, the consequent encroachment, all right, which is 50% of this fair value gap, okay, gave us a what, a volume imbalance right here. Okay, you could see that this is a volume imbalance, and it's a very key institutional point. Okay, So you can see how the market rejected strongly, profusely right there, down, okay, down, sold. Okay, so that was a reason for me to sell the dollar index from this point, seeing that on a Friday the market had already reached this word volume imbalance and rejected off that zone, okay, to sell back to what, to retrace to the downside. So, and of course, seeing that, I know that it's an indication for me that since price also on the other side, on the opposing side, had already gotten to my objective, this fair value gap on the euro USD now, okay, all right, and look at what happened. Price traded down, what, okay, rejected, and then look at what happened. I want to believe there should be maybe an order block here. Let's check on the 4-hour time frame if we could see anything significant that actually caused price to react off the zone. Okay, let's look at the 1-hour time frame. We'll likely see a bullish order block right there that caused this very reaction right here. Yeah, beautiful, right? It's right here. This was the bullish order block that caused this rejection we see right here. Okay, so seeing that, it's a clear indication for me and a confirmation for me to know that the market is going to what, retrace this Friday. Okay, so that was what informed this scalp right here. And during the London session earlier today, I saw that the market broke structure right here. Okay, broke structure right here, forming a what, a breaker, a bullish breaker right here. Market retested into that zone, although I missed the entry by just few pips, so sometimes it happens. Okay, yeah, I didn't want to go aggressive, so picked it right here. That was my plan, but then the price failed to wick into my setup, okay, and went into my TP straight up and left my entry. Okay, that's fine because that wasn't actually my major trade, that was for the scalping account. Okay, so we are good, and that is it for the week. That is it for the week. So if you ask me, I would say stay away because I don't see much volatility from on the fundamentals. Okay, but if you must trade, then I'm expecting a retracement somewhere here, a rejection. You could see that I marked a fair value gap right here. Okay, now price is reacting off that 50% of the fair value gap, which is the consequent encroachment. Okay, it's bouncing off that region, that roof. Okay, so I'm expecting to see a retracement back into a discount region, okay, to buy. Okay, to buy. So it's likely going to retest into this zone which price left off earlier on. Okay, so that is by anticipation following the late New York session, because we are already in the early hours during in the early hours of the New York session. Okay, so that's my projection, and then it was such a peaceful week, and I hope to see you next week. Get ready because we are going to milk the market as usual. Okay, yeah, that's the Peeps Profit, and I always keep you updated on what the market is saying, what the market profile is saying, so that you will have a clearer perspective. And remember, one trade, one setup, one trade. Okay, you only need one trade in a week and you're good, guys. Every other scalping you milk, you want to use that one setup, okay, as an initiative to execute any other trade in the lower time frame, guys. So stay blessed and God bless you guys, and see you next week. Wish you a happy weekend and enjoy yourself. Stay blessed, stay out of trouble, and read, guys. Take out time, chill out with your family, and do more of your back testing. Okay, weekends are not for you to lazy around, but you need to also back test. All right, cheers and God bless you.